wedding day, if you are putting on gobi, because your bride is expected to sit to your left so that your right hand will be free, we expect you to bend your cap the left hand side towards the direction of your bride, and that shows that you love, your bride.
Kofi style, Abetiaja style, and Awolowo style. Gobi filler is one with front-facing upturned design. It is most common style of Yoruba cap these days. It can be folded to any style.
My name is Waid Alamu. We have various designs of cap. We have the ordinary caps. We also have Etu cap, Sonya, Aleri, and Petuje, and so many others like Sindemadi. We use Ashoke materials in sewing them. We have the materials that we do buy in bundles, and one bundle can make 8 adult caps. If it is children, we can make 10 caps for children out of one bundle. Other tailors do bring the work for us to sew for them, because it is not every tailor that know how to sew cap. We sew at the rate of 500 naira with the person's material, but with our material, it is 1,000 or 1,500.
The Kofi style. This is common with royalty and Muslim Yorubas. It is usually worn with men Dansiki lace suits. This style became popular during the Black Heritage celebration in the Black Heritage Month. There were lots of modern styles of Kofi caps that are worn by both men and women. Abetiaja style is a triangle form of cap. It is common among both young and elders in Yoruba land.
We learned that anyone that is dressed up without wearing a cap is not complete. Is not a good Yoruba. The cap are in different types. One example is the one our father, Alaafin Oyo, do wear, that is called Abetiaja.
Awolowo style. This is a style worn by the great Obafemi Awolowo. It has become a popular choice among both young and old Yorubas. The Igbo traditional cap is an over-woven red cap, mostly worn by the high-rank Igbo men and chiefs in the eastern Nigeria. The red color of the cap symbolizes fire. It is a sacred cap in some parts of the Igbo land, such as Anambra. It has lots of sacred meaning attached to it, and not just anyone can wear it on the street. Other Igbo caps are the traditional caps that are worn in various colors, such as the red, white, and mixed caps that are worn casually. Outside styles of cap, Kofi. This is also commonly worn by the Hausas. It is a significant social marker. Outside caps come in different styles.
Northern Nigeria, and you see what I'm dressing is a northern dress, and this dress is not complete without cap. Why I wear cap is because I see cap as part and parcel of my culture, and my dressing is never complete without a cap.
We have the children cap, the politician cap, and the normal cap that are either used alone or with turban. These are the 3 major tribes in Nigeria that have certain tastes of cap. However, the use of cap in Nigeria these days is regardless of tribe and culture, as many youth and elders wear any kind of cap they feel like wearing, depending on the occasion. Aside the choice and preference of cap among people, the advent of Western culture has also swept away the traditional choice of caps and attire in Nigeria. The Western style of caps that are in vogue now for fashion, these styles is common all over and are worn by both men and women. A cap and a hat are historical headgear that has been worn for many centuries for different purposes. However, people still wear them these days for fashion, protection, and other purposes. A hat is the first headgear. It gives a sense of authority when worn. It was formerly worn for the purpose of shading the sun and to give warmth, but these days, a hat is being worn for fashion. It is used to denote rank among law enforcement officers or as part of their uniform, while others wear hats for religious and ceremonial purposes. Hats are of different types, but the most common types of hats are the bowler hats, fedora hats, Panama hats, clutch hats, cowboy hats, and top hats. Caps are brimless type of hats with a peak and a visor at the front. Despite the emergence of various new designs of caps today, the shapes still remain uniform. Unlike hats, cap does not denote rank. They are used for uniforms in sports, for protection from sunlight. Caps were originally worn by men in the olden days, and some culture forbid women from wearing caps. But nowadays, both men and women wear caps for fashion and protection. Other reasons why many people wear cap is to keep the sun away from their hair, their eyes, and their neck, and to protect them from the harm of the sun rays. Some people wear cap to prevent cold. Other people wear cap to prevent them from the damage of the sun, most especially for people who work outside. A cap can also be used to show up brand of a product or company. The logo can be printed at the peak of the cap to let people know and be able to identify the brand easily.
Sugarcane is a tropical grass that is cultivated around the world to produce refined sugar. Sugarcane juice are medicinal products for a range of illnesses. Many types of sugarcane products are made from sugarcane, including refined white sugar, brown sugar, and molasses. Sugarcane is not fruit nor a vegetable. It is a type of perennial grass like bamboo. Sugarcane store its sugar in the stem, also known as cane, which makes them sweet. Sugarcane, a giant grass, thrives in a warmest climate, storing sugar in its stalk. The sugar beet grows best in a temperature climate and stores its sugar in its white roots. Sugar from both sources is produced by nature in the same fashion as all green plants produce sugar as a means of storing the sun's energy. Sugarcane stalks are made up of mostly water and sugar and are crushed to extract sweet juice, which is processed into sugar. About 3/4 of sugarcane grown and processed into sugar is used to make bread, canned fruits, beverages, cake, candies, cereal, ice cream, and other favorite foods. Sugarcane is propagated primarily by planting of cuttings dissection of the stalks of immature cane used for planting, which are known as seed cane or cane sets and have 2 or more buds. Seed cane is planted in well-worked fields. Mechanical planters that open the furrow fertilize, drop the seed cane and cover it with soil. Another method of cane propagation is by rattoning, in which when the cane is harvested, a portion of stalk is left underground to give rise to a succeeding growth of cane. The rattooning process is usually repeated 3 times so that 3 economical crops are taken from one original planting. The yield of rattoon crops decreases after each cycle, and at the end of the last economical cycle, all stumps are plowed out and the field is replanted. Sugarcane can grow in various types of soil: sandy, loamy, and clay soil, as well as both acidic and alkaline soil. It is a vegetatively propagated in order to ensure consistent cultivar characteristics. Planting is usually the most expensive procedure in the growing season. Stalk sections called billets, sets, or seed pieces containing one or more buds are usually planted in late summer, rooting and developing into a stand over winter. During this time, the rooting plants are very vulnerable to rot and predation, and are thus often sprayed with insecticide and fungicide before being placed in the seed bed. Sugarcane can take between 9 to 12 months to harvest depending on the climate. There is one harvest of the primary crop and then 3 to 4 harvests of the regrowth. A cane harvester is used to cut down the full stalks and cut them into smaller sections. The harvester is trailed by a cane haul out which collects the billet. The sugarcane plant produces a number of stalks that reach 3 to 7 meters, 10 to 24 feet high, and bear long sword-shaped leaves. The stalks are composed of many segments, and at each joint there is a bud. When the cane becomes mature, a growing point at the upper end of the stalk develops a slender arrow bearing a tassel of tiny flower. Fertilizers are applied to sugarcane from the beginning of planting through the whole growth cycle, but not during the ripening period. To secure a good crops, weeds in the cane field must be attacked until the cane stools develop a good canopy, which checks weed growth. The mature cane is harvested by both manual and mechanical means. Some mechanical harvesters are able to sever and discard the top of erect crops and cut cane stalks.
My name is Rashidat Mukhtar. Sugarcane is ancient and traditional, whereby there are various ways of using sugarcane. One of the usefulness of sugarcane is for praying towards a particular reason or to figure out something. We can use sugarcane for anything. As a matter of fact, sugarcane has its own health benefits. For instance, sugarcane can be recommended as treatment measures to some certain infection or sickness. Sugarcane has no specific time or season for harvestation, but when it is rainy season, we are not privileged to harvest as much as we can due to the swampiness of where it is being cultivated. We only get much harvest in the dry season when there is no more rain. Sugarcane is not specifically for anyone. It is meant for both adults and children.
Sugarcane is easy to grow, easy to harvest, and easy to process into something that is delicious. It's comprised of stalk, leaves, and a root system. The stalks contain the juice used to make sugar and is broken up in segments called joints. Sugarcane plants are of different varieties: black or red sugarcane, green sugarcane, green yellow sugarcane plants. Sugarcane is rich in antioxidants, so it helps fight infection and boost the immunity. It is rich in iron, magnesium, calcium, and other electrolytes, so it is great for dehydration. It helps cure the common cold and other infections, and also fights fever as it boosts the body's protein level. Sugarcane is full of antioxidants that are essential to building and maintaining a healthy immune system. Antioxidants helps combat free radicals that can worsen several medical problems like diabetes, malaria, and skin cancer.
My name is Aziz Marufat. I sell sugarcane. It is not that sugarcane is really beneficial to the body. Sugarcane is more or less snacks that is taken before eating a normal food. Sugarcane is also used traditionally. It is one of the requirements in a traditional marriage and also freedom gradation ceremony. Moreover, sugarcane is very useful for varieties of things. It is being used as one of the ingredients to treat infections or diseases. Therefore, it is medicine.
Sugarcane is attacked and damaged by various insects that bore into and feed on the different parts of the plant. The insect parts are responsible for some of the greatest crop losses. Is the grey-back beetle in its larval stage. Rats, which destroy part of the stalks, are controlled by poisoning and trapping. Chewing on sugarcane or consuming sugarcane water or syrup can help treat urinary tract issues and provide a boost of antioxidants, along with providing benefits to pregnant women and diabetic patients. Sugarcane has diuretic properties that can help remove excess salt and water to help the kidneys function properly. Although sugarcane is often associated with weight gain, consuming some sugarcane can boost your metabolism and
Good morning, viewers out there. You're welcome to today's edition of our program. This is the first edition for the month of July, year 2022. When we were living the other time, we say we'll be meeting in another month, and the month we are talking about then is not here with us. We thank God for sparing our lives. And I just have to say something before we go into the month proper, that we need to do things differently and better so that we can get better results. We cannot continue to do things the bad way we did it other months and expect a different and better results. So that's my admonition as we start a new month. Welcoming everyone to this program this morning. We are meeting our very experienced hands. In our political circle these days, we wake up to hear that party members are decamped from his political party into another. And a number of people are following him, and a group of people are decamping on every lips. So why? What's the purpose? And why do people have to say no to that party they've been in love with for well over a number of years? I have with me in the studio Honorable Lekan Oyediran. Honorable Oyediran, one recall, was a member of the State Assembly during the first, was that not the Second Republic? That was when we had the abide of democracy after a long stay of the military in polity, 1999 to year 2003. He represented Old Water State House constituency, and during that period, he was the chairman House Committee on Health. And in 2003 to 2007, he was a commissioner of the Hospital Management Board, Commissioner 2. And 2007 to 2011, he was appointed into another board to serve the state. You can say that we have a well-qualified person to discuss this. And ever since, he has been very active politically. So it's my honor and privilege welcoming you to our studio this morning, Honorable Oyediran.
Good morning.
You're welcome, sir.
Nice to be here.
And I want to say Happy New Month to you. What is decamping? Why do people decamp?
Generally speaking, when we say decamping, it's a shift of allegiance.
Shift of allegiance. Okay.
From a political party to another.
Okay.
It could be in a secret form, or it can be made public.
Okay.
That is the broad definition.
Definition we can give to it.
We can give to it. For reasons why people defect, the way I look at it is caused. The main cause is number one: seek for political power, money, and recognition. It could be either of these three:
power,
money,
and
recognition.
Okay.
So people have different ways of pursuing any of all these three. So in a bid to achieve any of these, it always affects the internal democracy of a political parties.
Definitely, it will affect the internal democracy
Yes.
of the affected political party.
Yes, right from the primary election. All this leads to crisis. But the basic reasons are power, money, recognition.
Now, power, money, and recognition that ruled the mind of our political class today is major to them. Do you see any importance attached to you are a member? I just read out your profile here.
Yeah.
You are a member of the State House of Assembly,
Yeah,
and on the platform of a political party then.
yeah.
Now in the House, you became the chairman House Committee on Health because of your background.
Yeah,
You are an ANEC officer,
pharmacist.
pharmacist. Now, you served the state in that capacity during that period.
Yeah.
And at another time, you were appointed as a commissioner too, overseeing the affairs of the Hospital Management Board. This is because of your pedigree. Now, if because of some calculation within your political party and you are not satisfied, is the campaign the best option? I ask you, will you have the camp if, like you are targeting, that in the next dispensation you'll be appointed as a commissioner, for an instance, and you are not given? Can't you wait within the political party and serve in another capacity?
You see, as I earlier said, it's unfortunate that in this country, if not all political parties, we don't actually join political parties based on ideology or principle.
So what you say in essence is our political activities are not ruled by any ideology?
Yes. You see somebody in a
party in the morning,
today, tomorrow
it's in another party.
And when you ask why, the reasons given will be one of those
three things,
which is not like that in a developed democracy.
Our camp, our own faction is not recognized. Our own something has not been given enough money.
Enough money.
They have not been given enough.
You see, that's okay. They decided to organize a primary election. My own group was not carried along. They've appointed a deputy governor. I was not informed. Okay, certain amount of money came. Some people sat on it. Or see, but to the public, they will not say that. They will say the love of the country or the love of the masses. That is why they are decamping. They are genuine people who decamp based on principle. Like some people who are so, they believe in quality and merit. But if at the end of the day, somebody that is not fit or deemed fit to occupy a particular position, but due to lack of internal democracy in the party or money, so somebody that cannot perform, presume not to be able to perform, now emerged. Some people may not be able to stand it.
What is all this?
Yes,
nonsense.
No.
We cannot continue this way.
I would rather do sit-down look, apology to Baba
Bolaigi. May so rest in peace.
Amen. Or be identified with this kind of person or group of people. Because they assume that failure will result to that kind of decision. And all the principal actors at that particular time will be held responsible. So some people genuinely, they will decamp to another party.
Okay.
But in Nigeria, in most cases, what we witness nowadays is quite different from what was happening in the olden days. The first time the campaign will happen was the First Republic, when some people from some politicians, legislators from NC, led by Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, the Come to Action Group, led by Chief Awolowo. That was the first the campaign recorded in Nigeria.
Okay. Now you used a word while talking a moment ago. You said internal democracy.
Yeah.
And I want to look at that as germane in the development of political party and by extension, our development politically as a nation. Now, the inability of party members to agenda internal democracy would definitely affect the general outlook of the nation. What do you say to this?
Yeah. You see, each political party has its own constitution.
Okay.
and is supposed to be followed
by members.
by members
Okay.
and the leaders.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, for reasons that could be traced to those 3 points I mentioned,
You mentioned earlier, money, recognition, and power.
they abandoned the party constitution.
And do otherwise.
Either zoning system, some people can decamp because the party fails to follow the
Due
zoning-
process.
the due process.
Mhm.
There are some people, so some politicians, who believe that, okay, senatorial 1 should produce so, senatorial 2 or senatorial 3 or whatever, agreed upon by the party leaders. But when the time comes, they'll be finding one reason or the other why the constitution should not be followed. Then there will be so many litigations. Then there will be crisis. Then that will lead to people decamping.
Zoning. Some people will say that we just have to overlook that. We have a better candidate in person B or person C. Like what is going on in our country, we don't have to say otherwise. What we're hearing before now is power must shift to the south, particularly. And one of the political party has decided that, oh, this is our flag bearer, and it's coming from this other side of the divide, that ought to have relinquished it to the south. And some people are saying that, oh, I'm a member of that political party, but I'm not going to stay with that party because they didn't follow due process.
Yeah.
So you see what is happening now.
Exactly. That one boils down to what I earlier said. Where that particular candidate is coming from, they love power.
They love power.
Power. Where it's supposed to come from, they love money.
Okay, this side lost money and this side lost power. Where is the balance? How do we balance it?
The campaign.
Doing the
result. You see, that is when you look at everything, it boils down to that. And when you have power, you control money. So, but let every political party follow the constitution of the party. If that is done, there will be less crisis, less litigations, and the internal democracy will prevail. And people will belong to a political party based on principle and ideology. Many people that are determined, they don't like it. Nobody wants crossing from one party to the other. But Nigerian factor, you see, a typical Nigerian politician look mostly at destination, not the journey.
Can you say that again, sir? They look at the destination and not the journey.
And not the journey. I want to be governor. I want to be president.
And no matter what it will take.
But they are not ready to be patient.
To follow the journey.
To follow the journey as supposed to.
They want to cut corners.
Cut corners, get there. You come to a party today, you want to be the chairman today, or you want to be governor, you want to be senator.
I want to ban them. Come.
You see, Nigerians, we don't like journey, we like destination.
Sir, let's look at something. Maybe in the recently concluded dispensation, I happen to be a candidate of Party Z. And I want to look at it. Because before the primaries was concluded, there was that story that somebody, very big fish, will be decamping from one major political party to another. And this happens to be a former head of state.
Yeah.
The former president. And I said, come on, where is loyalty? Loyalty, I mean here, is to your party. if a party can believe so much in you and give you the ticket of the party to become the president on the platform of that party, I think the matter should be like the pigeon that Yoruba parlance will say, "Eyele ki bonile je, ko bonile mu, ko adodo ishoro keyele o yeri." Eyele won't do that.
Yeah.
And if my party could give me that ticket, I think that should be enough for me to say, oh, like the biblical woman there, wherever you go, I will go. Ruth. Your people shall become my people. That should be how to rule our lives. What do you say to that?
Yes, you are very right. You see, it still boils down to the same thing. Because of his love for power.
Oh.
Actually, he has got money.
Okay, he has the money now.
He has the recognition.
But
he was given even United Nations appointment. So many appointments here and there, awards. He has money. But he still wants
human being.
Power. You see, no ideology or principle. And all what he wants is power. And his main focus is the presidency, which is the destination, not the journey at all.
Okay, let me just go a little bit into history. My father, not a politician, but he was that kind of person that knows what goes on. And he normally tells us the story of Action Group. An action group at another time transformed into what became the Unity Party of Nigeria.
Yeah.
And for the number of years that party existed, it was 5 cardinal program.
Yeah.
This party, this cardinal program, this session of election, another section will come, is going to be fine. Education, health, rural development, and things like that. Now, I asked our political party today, or maybe I'm not following them enough, where are their manifestos? Upon which platform are they building our political parties today? And you as a political man here, now, if you say for this dispensation, you're going to attract this into your constituency, will you remain on that? Except if it is done. Some people don't have targets. They don't have manifestos. They are just in party politics. And ask them why they are there. It's because of these 3 things you mentioned. Is that how we will continue?
You see, it's very unfortunate. You see, when people lay so much emphasis on manifestos. There is no political party that has no manifestos. But the major problem is, after winning the election, do they follow the...
They set it aside.
They set it aside. The implementation is the problem. Anybody can write anything now. That's not a big deal.
Anybody can write anything.
I can decide even to copy UPN manifestos. And I will say I want to implement all of them. The problem is implementation. Actually, some of them, there are some people, maybe genuinely they want to follow the manifestos. But by the time they enter the saddle, there are so many forces that control them, that prevent them from actually carrying out what they intended to do. Then another thing is, Nigerian leaders, they've used poverty to sustain power.
They have used poverty to sustain power.
And that is why vote buying, the Boko Sebe, all those kind of things, is poverty level. Because if not, how can somebody sell vote because of 1,000, 2,000, even 10,000 naira? And that is money. Some people will be in charge of that. Some people, in fact, many people decamp just based on all those pecuniary, the financial gain.
Gain. They're going to say.
Manifestos. Let me come back to the question. During the time of a UPN, Chief Obafemi Awolowo, they followed the manifesto religiously.
Religiously.
In fact, if you can bother to interview many leaders after winning the election, nowadays, he must have forgotten even the manifesto of the party that brought him to power.
I remember October 1, 1979.
Yeah.
When Chief Bola Ige mounted the podium in Ibadan.
Yeah.
Láti wákàtí ìlọ ẹ̀kọ́ sì ti di ọ̀fẹ́.
Ọ̀fẹ́, and immediately.
Láti wákàtí ìlọ ìwòsàn sì ti di ọ̀fẹ́. Those are his words.
Yes. Anything they pronounce is law.
It became law.
You see, I wonder, honestly speaking, I don't know what is wrong nowadays.
You are a politician. Let me come to you particularly.
Yeah.
For the number of years you have been in party politics, how many times have you decamped?
Twice.
Twice. And what led to your decamping?
Very good. The first time, it was due to party crisis.
Party crisis, okay. Internal.
But mostly at local government level, not state level.
Okay.
And all efforts to
resolve proved abortive.
Then the second one is the crisis, which is the present one we are in. And the crisis lasted for years, so many litigations, that illegality overpowered legality.
Illegality overpowering
and I couldn't
legality.
stand it. Yes.
You couldn't stand it?
Yes, I couldn't stand it.
I said?
And mediocres now dictating
the pace.
Yes, dictating the pace. And then, look, I cannot stand illegality. Honestly speaking, it's either I face my pharmacy profession and leave politics alone, or I satisfy my conscience. But you cannot clean a dirty room by staying outside.
You cannot clean a dirty room by staying outside.
Yes.
If you must clean, you must enter.
You must enter.
Okay.
Not that you hold broom and you stay outside.
Say you want to clean.
Unless you are inside a dirty room, you cannot clean it. Even when we were in the House of Assembly, House of Assembly, we were 26.
26, okay.
There was crisis that time, a lot of crisis. Only 7 of us. We had 2 groups, 7 versus 18 that time. I know you can remember that time.
It was terrible.
It was terrible.
It was terrible.
We remain where we were based on principle.
They didn't dangle money in your front?
Anyway, let's leave that for you see,
or you didn't love money?
Everybody loves money.
Okay.
But I cannot say I can never love money more than the people I represent.
That shows your conscience rules your world.
I'm telling you the honest truth. And I always put my profession first before politics.
Okay.
Even throughout the time I was in the House of Assembly, I still maintain my
profession.
My profession, my pharmacy. And up till now, I'm still running my pharmacy as a pharmacist. So, if most of our politicians have their own job,
somebody came here and said second address.
Yes, and take politics as a part-time
job.
There will be less crisis. In fact, politics should be part-time. Legislative duties should be on part-time basis. There is no reason why legislators should take, the constitution should be amended and make lawmaking part-time job. See, that's another topic entirely. It has nothing to do with the campaign that you come here
To discuss.
You see, everything has been monetized, money, and they have used poverty as a weapon. So that the party that has more money, you see people trooping into that party. So it's very unfortunate. It's not only in Nigeria, but Nigeria is the worst.
You said something now that while in the House of Assembly, 7 versus 18.
Yeah.
Now, if you say one arrowhead, that is the campaign, the followers, without knowing what, our leader is moving to another political party, and they just move like that.
Yeah.
That boils down to where we are coming from, ideology. For being my leader, that does not say I cannot form my own opinion.
All right.
At my age now, like I said, I mentioned to somebody yesterday, that any action, any ìgbésẹ̀ tí mo bá gbé, I should be ready to damn the consequence.
Yeah.
Not waiting for anybody to say, this is what you should do. If you're advising me, right, but dictating to me at this level, I think you are wasting your time. We see big fathers telling them, next month we'll be moving. Why are we moving? Because you are aggrieved. Am I aggrieved? But because our leader is moving, we must move with him. And you rightly use the word that the politicians have used poverty as a bait, and people could not form their own opinion again. So how are we going to get out of all this mess?
Thank you very much. It is the leaders that decamp, in practical terms.
In practical terms, the leaders decamp.
Decamp.
Their followers income.
You see, one politician is more than 100 voters. You are looking at me.
I'm looking at you.
You see, the kind of system we run here is quite different from other democracies. Like when I decamped, at least 100 people
Followed you.
followed me. Even though I convinced them, they saw what was going on. And I called them that, what shall we do? Then it was, let's go, let's do this. Some can say, even if you don't agree with us, we go and choose another leader, then we go. They don't say, if you don't
Decamp.
if you don't agree with us, we will go. No, they will look for another leader that will take them to where
They are going.
they are going, that will fight for them, that will defend them, that will be providing for them. And you see, that is why you can't leave the idea, there is no way we can avoid what he just said, that ordinary man thinking on his own without minding the thinking of the leaders. Yeah, that is how it's supposed to be, that you cannot tell me to do party A or party B. But if you go on your own, you just become a voter, not a politician.
A Lone Ranger.
Yeah, there is a difference between a voter and a politician. And at local government level, or state, or federal, you can't just walk into the chairman of the local government like that, or state governor, or you have to follow.
There's a laid-down platform.
Laid-down platform. And when they want to distribute things, maybe they base it on ward by ward or on local government basis. Or they will start from state to local government.
Local government.
All these things will arrive on the table of the leaders. It is the leaders that will say, okay, let this one go to Ward 1 or Ward 2 or Ward 3. Or
Like
whatever.
somebody explained the other time, that you have bread, you have butter.
Yeah.
The better option is put the butter on the bread and use your knife to spread. But does that exist in political party?
You see, well, in Nigeria, only few, if it exists,
Only few leaders will do that.
only few leaders do that.
They will put a lump of butter somewhere.
Somewhere. And just present the very infinitesimal portion to the
Don't you see a need here for politicians to have the second address? You said it the other time,
Yeah.
that we should look at, like legislating now, it should be on part-time basis.
Yeah.
But most of our people that are going into politics, majority of them don't have a job. Like I am graduate, I don't have a job, and the better option is to join one leader somewhere and be following them about.
That is it. You see, they should make political posts less attractive. That will reduce the incidence of the campaign.
Okay.
They should make it less attractive. How can somebody that come to power today, within 1 or 2 years, build so many houses, do that? Next time, you see so many people,
They want to be like
they
him.
want to be like him. And it's even unfortunate where you find ourselves now. If just to buy nomination form could be so expensive, how do you expect quality people to emerge?
Okay. Now we start providing solution because time is almost gone.
Okay.
You said we should make political offices less attractive.
Yeah.
What other things can we do so that we can stop reading stories about people they campaign?
2, every political party should follow the constitution of the party. That will reduce the crisis within the party and help the internal democracy. Thereby, that one will reduce incidence of the campaign. Follow the constitution. The procedure for primary election should be followed, and anybody that wins any election, let the person be, let the decision of the masses prevail. Don't use your power, monetary power or connection to upturn the decision of the people.
Do I ask you a question here? The last primaries,
Yeah.
most of the people who participated in the party primaries do not even know that they're going to be part of it. Some hours before that primary election, they do not know the kind of primary they're going to do
Of a particular
of
party.
a particular party.
Okay.
They were talking, is it direct, is it indirect, is it consensus? They don't know.
Yeah.
And these are rules. Can we make this part of our constitution at political level that come at any time we're going to have primaries, we use direct primary, or we're going to use indirect, or we're going to use consensus? Must this not be inserted into party constitution?
Yes, that is the normal thing. If it's not, but I believe it's there already.
It's there.
Yes. But they said each party can adopt either direct, primary or indirect. Party can decide on which
Of these three.
of these 2.
Okay. Consensus.
Yes, consensus is allowed, but still people will line up and unanimously say, okay, this is Mr. A that we've adopted.
Sir,
Not that a group of leaders will sit down somewhere and impose
putting these alternatives,
Yeah.
is that not a way of causing crisis? Because party leaders, which one pays? money bags, which one pays? But if we say our party will use direct and no more,
that is
it cannot be.
I'm in support of that. Let it be written in black and white.
Pick one.
Pick one.
Don't give alternatives.
But you can't say consensus can be manipulated.
Okay.
Anyhow.
That's another thing. Now you are a leader.
Yeah.
And you have the three that we mentioned. The money, you have the power, and the recognition is already there. At a point in time, you can see like this and say, when did you become part of us? Who is your father? How much money do you have in your bank account? This rules some of political parties' activities. Yeah. Is this good enough?
It's not. It means that particular person is not recognized. That is, who is your father? You are just coming, all those others. So that person will be disenfranchised and seek for another party because he was not recognized. That, I mentioned recognition.
Money.
And
power.
And power. That's the summary. So it's very wrong to be saying, okay, you are just coming. It's not a crime for a new person to join a political party and should have access to any level. Once he purely on merit, if he deserves any post, it should not be denied based on the fact that his father has not been there before or is a new person. No. Obama wouldn't have been president of America.
He wouldn't have become president.
President, yes.
Where is he coming from?
Where is he coming from? How much has he got?
His father is a Kenyan.
Yeah. So it's very wrong to be thinking along that side.
Sir, can we just look at a situation, because we've been talking about it, independent candidacy? Can it work?
I don't think our democracy has developed up
to that level.
Yeah, independent candidates. No. Well, they can make it legal. Let it be in the constitution. Let it be legal. But I don't see it working. We've not reached that level.
The political parties' operations is they are operating based on a bigger constitution.
Yeah.
The constitution of the country.
Of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Don't you see the two affecting one another?
But it's very clear. They say whenever there is conflict between the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and any other law, that of the country takes precedent. So it's a very simple thing. You see, there are many cases like that. That is why you get so many judgments from different courts of the same.
When I ask that question is because of what is going on within our top political parties now.
Yeah.
I don't know, say, a portion in our constitution where it is stated that power must be rotated between the north and the south. It is at the party level.
Yeah.
Can we insert something like that into our constitution? Because some people are using their number to oppress other people that are not as large as they are.
Well, there are advantages and disadvantages
of rotating.
Yes, making it a constitutional issue.
Matter, okay?
Yes. I will prefer making it party decision at party level.
Party decision?
Yes. But if there is a way that can be put in the constitution that any decision taken on zoning by a political party is sacrosanct and cannot be overruled by a federal constitution. That is, let's say, let's take for example, let's say ADC party. I'm just using that as an example. That the presidential candidate must come from the north every 4 years or something like that. That it will be rotating from the north and the south.
And it must be defined. What makes the north and what makes the south?
So if there is a provision in the federal constitution that that decision made by that political party in their own constitution is supreme and cannot be overruled by any
other constitution.
I'm in support of that.
Okay, I want to look at what happened when President Obasanjo and Baba Falai contested. You can imagine there were little or no crisis there.
Yes.
There were little or no crisis.
Yes.
And our political system today is characterized by crisis here and there. If we followed such a thing, it will mean less crisis.
I agree with you. If it can be inserted in the constitution, it's good.
If it can be inserted into the constitution, it's good.
Yes.
You are a politician.
Yeah.
You have followers. You have people you talk to. We are just saying it here.
Okay.
I don't want it to die here.
Okay.
Can you represent people watching us at home to push it?
Yes. I'm fully in support of that. And the people in charge who can amend the constitution
should do it.
Should do it. Should go ahead to do it so that there will be less crisis. In fact, there will be more unity in the country if all the political parties appoint their candidates from the same zone. That is, okay, north versus south. There will be less crisis.
We must go now. We must go. Time is not our friend again.
The example you cited,
yes.
Obasanjo and Falai, in fact, there was no crisis that time. In fact, after voting, you see two voters that voted, they embrace themselves. So it will help the country.
This is where we're going to call it a day this morning. And we are just starting a new month. There will be more of this kind of discussion on this platform every day like this, Monday through Friday. Just stay tuned to our station and you will enjoy the benefit of your staying glued to us. Honorable, I must appreciate you for coming on this platform this morning. Thank you very much for your objective analysis. I must appreciate you on behalf of our producer, Odushola Oguneye, and the executive producer, Jolade Igbarona. Thanking you on behalf of my colleagues in the studio. I'm Olasukami, signing out now.
Thank you very much. I'm Barika Disala in advance.
Thank you.
Гол. 1-3. Найлон Роуд, найкращий бомбардир ліца, забиває.
Rafinha top ağlarda gol. Leeds United öne geçiyor. Londra'da Leeds United'ın bir...
Lá vai. Rafinha a bater. E o gol! Do Leeds. Atenção, Olívio, é o golo! Marca o Leeds United. E com homenagem à cantora brasileira Marília.
¡Qué bueno lo hicieron a este tipo! Rafinha!
Постріл ще партнер грає на Рафіню, б'є Рафіня! Гол! 19-та хвилина, 1-0. Лід забиває.